No. That's not what I'm gonna let you finish. But that's not what I said. You're misquoting me. If you're gonna quote me, you need to do so correctly. What I said was, I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. I get it. I mean, okay, I understand. I get it. I get what you're saying. Okay, but you do the exact same thing. No, it's not about tit for tat. It's the fact that you have the audacity to come to me about something that I'm doing when you know you do the exact same thing. No, I'm not going to. You apologize. You apologize first and see. Exactly. That's what I thought. Okay. Right. You finish? Okay. I got things to do. I was kind of like in the middle of something. Okay. I'm going to get back to work. Thank you.
Hey y'all, it's Jules, a real life Whitley Gilbert here with another list. Men to avoid, part 2. I think the first list was the types of men to stay away from or something like that, so it's a different title, but it's part 2 of the part 1. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. Number 1, the roaster. This is the dude that flirts in the form of roasting you and trying to humble you. Now, there are a lot of women who have tricked themselves into thinking that this shit is sexy. I have dated men who I thought, oh, we're roasting each other. We're bantering back and forth like some 1990s co-hosts on a talk show. Those guys wound up being horrible people. And here's what I've learned. These men are super insecure. They know they are underqualified to even be in your presence. So in order to make you be approachable, in order to get you to open up to them and to get to their level where they feel comfortable, which is like the depths of hell, lower than the devil's toes, they have to make fun of how you talk, how you walk. Why do you act like that? Why do you say that like that? They have to make it seem like you're not so great in a jokey joke way. And if you are not paying attention, you'll fall for it and be all giggling and you'll think it's this cool, sexy thing because you're roasting him back. Answer me this one question. What's so appealing about a guy who's so insecure that he has to bring you down a few notches and humble you in order for him to feel comfortable enough to approach you? Hello? Is this thing on? Number 2, the I'm sorry, I was just trying to help you guy. This guy is always crossing your boundaries. You say no, he says yes and does something anyway, and then when you call him out on it, he spins it to make it seem like you're the crazy one because I was just trying to help. Some of these things can be disguised as romantic gestures, so that's why we gotta be on watch at all times. For example, you might tell him, I really don't feel like having anybody over at my house today. I just want some time to unwind. It's been a really rough week. They will show up anyway and then say, well, you just sounded so upset on the phone, so I just felt I should be here. You tell them you can't have visitors at your job and they pop up anyway because, the world is crazy and you didn't answer my text fast enough, so I just wanted to show up and make sure that you're safe. You say, I don't feel comfortable kissing on the first or second date. And they try to put you in situations where they try to steal a kiss anyway. And I was just trying to be romantic. If you say no to something, if you say you don't like something or that you're not ready for something or that something is not allowed and they do that thing anyway, they don't respect you. Go in the opposite direction, block them, leave them alone. They will spend your whole relationship together convincing you that abuse is just trying to help you. My abusive ex-husband used to scream and cuss at me if I did something that he didn't like if I cooked a pork roast for dinner versus a beef roast. And then when I would say, you don't have to talk to me like that, he would say, well, you make horrible decisions and I'm just looking out for you because I'm concerned what you would do without me. Please note, I have been doing better than I have ever been doing in my entire life since having left his ass in 2009. Number 4, the victim. My ex is keeping my kids from me. My sister, she's taken advantage of me. My mom was mean to me one time when I was 5 years old. Back in kindergarten, I didn't get the Looney Tunes Valentine from the girl I was having a crush on, so I don't trust women now. I have issues. You know what, Rick? I'm sorry that you're going through a tough time, but we're sitting here over steak and onion rings. I thought this was a date, not a therapy session. And last I checked, you're not paying me to sit here and talk to you and hear your life's troubles for an hour. Also, if you're in a situation where your ex are keeping your kids from you, who's your lawyer's name? When is your court date? Because all I'm going to say is if somebody try to take my kids from me, I'm going to look up every fucking resource I can take advantage of. If I can't afford something, I'm going to be on the news. I'm going to do what I can to get my children back. And if your life is in such mental and emotional chaos, you shouldn't be dating right now, okay? And if you continue on, it's not going to last, and one day he's going to be complaining about something you did to him to somebody else. And these men also fail to share the part where they did something in order to cause these women to distance themselves from him. And if it's down to kids and they're like, my ex won't let me see my kids, they're not a good father. They neglect them kids. They don't take care of those kids. Don't let them pull at your heartstrings. Do not feel bad for them. Just no. Number 4, can I borrow? Do you mind? I do mind, and you cannot borrow shit. If you are in a situation, just like I just got done saying, where you don't have any money and you need to borrow money and you need a ride, do you mind if I get a ride? You don't need to be dating, sir. Too many people out here dating that have no business doing so. Like, you need to be focusing on getting your life together first. You are not a suitable partner in the situation that you are in. And they're actually not even looking for a partner. They're just looking for an ATM, a car, and a roof over their head for the cheap, low price of free 99. I'm sorry, dial 211 if you're in need of shelter and food. This ain't the person. This is not charity right here. Number 5, the yes man. They agree with everything you like. They disagree with everything that you disagree with. This person has no personality. They might be a narcissist. I'm not a mental health care professional, so don't quote me on that. But they're trying to manipulate you. They're trying to create a false bond with you to get you hooked so that they can take advantage of you. Or it could be the total opposite, where they have no spine, no personality, and they have not discovered themselves yet. Either way, you just don't want to take on that project or task. I like when we can have discussions about things and be respectful about it. But if you're just going with everything I say, I'm going to be freaked out like it's the Twilight Zone. You're done. Number 6, lies by omission. You didn't talk about kids on our first few dates. And then, I see on social media all of a sudden it's a Happy Father's Day post. Or come to find out the reason you were vague about your career is because you're unemployed. And I didn't lie about it, but you also weren't forthcoming. These are important details that I need to know. Your whole relationship is going to be them saying, well, I didn't lie about it. Well, we're not going to play that. We're not going to play that game. Lying is just as much telling me something that's not true as it is leaving out details to manipulate the situation and make me believe something that's not true. Next guy on my list is Indeed.com guy. This guy is always, I'm looking for a job. I'm trying to get my life together. I'm looking for another opportunity. I'm looking to be a this. I'm looking to be a that. Okay, well, don't let me stop your search. I'm going to leave you to look. If you're not stable, let me say this again. If you're not stable, you don't need to be dating anyone. Number 8, not to be confused with the I'm sorry, I'm just trying to help guy. He does stuff that is blatantly disrespectful, but again, much like number 2, he makes it seem like he's doing you a favor. Like, I once dated a guy that was repeatedly late for our dates, and he tried to spin it like, you know what, I've been super busy lately and I'm just trying to make time for you. When in actuality, he was just, again, trying to get my guard down and get me used to the fact that he wasn't going to be punctual at all, amongst other things that he did in that whole situation. Don't let somebody gaslight you into thinking that disrespect is done in your favor. I actually touched on this one with number 3. Like I said, it's the guy that says my ex is keeping my kids from me. The part he fails to tell you is that he is the reason why he's not around his kids, not his ex. Again, when is your court date? And what active steps have you taken to get your kids back? You don't need to be dating. You need to be focusing on that, sir. Number 10, he sides with abusers. Just talk about like any pop cultural event where some a man cheated on a woman or abused a woman, if he immediately says she's lying, you know these women are out here to get men, just get up, get your purse. It's over. He is an abuser. He wants you to believe that victims are lying because at some point you're going to be his victim and he's not going to want people to believe you. Anyway, what did y'all think of?
Seven-figure men do go for me. Honey, how would you know that? You're not a seven-figure man. Again, all of these men and these pick-me-shas, pick-me women in my comment sections, you guys haven't even been in the same room as seven-figure men. You haven't been anywhere near the vicinity. You're watching TV and you're getting your information from there. I'm telling you, in real life, in reality, not delusion, reality, I date seven-figure men. I date six-figure men. That is a reality. What you guys are saying that seven-figure men don't go for women that look like me, you wouldn't know that because you don't date them, all right? Seven-figure men do go for me. Honey,